You're welcome back. Welcome back to another episode of the Bench Mob ENT. We got a special one for y'all today. We have Bella Smuda on the show.
Thank you for having me.
We appreciate you taking time out of your busy schedule. You play college ball, you write poetry. I know you have a lot on your schedule, so taking time out for us, we appreciate it. Did you choose Liberty? Could it have been any other school that you went to in your process? What was your recruiting process like?
Yeah. So I was like a freshman in high school when I first started just getting recruited by just a few different D1 schools, and nothing really like stuck out. I was like excited about it, but there was no school that was really like sticking out to me. And it was funny because my mom had suggested Liberty, but I was like, Mom, I'm not going to a Christian school. Like I'm good. Like and it was funny because I had like just happened to look up Liberty just because I was like, okay, let me just see what it's about. And I was like, wow, this campus is actually super beautiful, and like they actually have a lot of opportunities. Like the basketball program was great. They use their bigs really well, and then like also like I like the faith aspect because that's always been something that's been really important to me. So I was like, wow, I actually really like this school. So I emailed the coach and who's my coach now, Coach Green, and I just was like, hey, please, here's my highlight tape. I'm 6'5", please. If you want me, I'm here for you. So yeah, and then he reached back out and we were able to get a visit in, and I was able to see the campus, and I just loved it. So yeah, I'm really happy here. So it's been great.
That's a great story. Shout out to moms. Moms,
Shout out to mom. She
moms,
always knows best.
moms knowing best for you,
Yeah.
right? So you mentioned 6'5". How was that for you growing up? Was it a growth spurt, or was it just got to 6'5"?
Yeah, so I was always really tall. Both my parents are really tall. My dad's 6'7" and my mom's 5'11". So yeah, so they were like, it was bound to happen. But yeah, growing up, I was always like the tallest person in my class by like a lot. Like there's old pictures of me from like second grade, and it's like all the kids are like right at the same level, and then there's Bella in the back. So yeah, I've always just been like a head above everybody else. And like because of that, my dad played basketball like growing up and everything, so he just got me involved in it right away, and I loved it. So yeah, it's been awesome.
For you, so you just mentioned, you love the game, your dad
Mhm.
taught you. What do you love about the game the most?
Yeah, that's a good question. That's a good question. I think for me, I just love like that energy like you feel when it's like whether it's like a close game or just like an intense practice where it's just like go 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 go. I love that energy, and I love the like the feeling of like for me like I love blocking shots. It's like one of my favorite things ever. So like if I get a big block like that is like there's no feeling like that. And like that's always been my favorite thing ever. It's like having a big block or like a big play like that is awesome. And so you play for those moments, and that's really it.
Perfect transition. I was going to say this for later, but you brought it up yourself. How much you love getting blocks. I was reading right now. At this point, you are seventh all time in blocks at Liberty. How did you become a good shot blocker? What did you do? How do you train for it? Because I've watched some players. They talk about they play video games and they see timing on video games, or they watch
Mhm.
film and they do timing from the film. Or how do you become such a good shot blocker?
Man, I don't even know. I feel like since I was like young, I feel like I've just had like pretty good timing when it comes to that stuff. Like I feel like I have pretty quick hands. And so like for me, like I don't know, it's like this like almost like it's just gonna sound dumb, but like sixth sense a little bit, like especially if like the guard gets beat, like that's my favorite thing ever. When a guard gets beat and I'm like coming over and help, I love that. And so it's like, and I know, like right before, like right when she's coming up, I know, like I'm like, oh yeah, that's gonna be a good one. So like I think that is just like I was kind of saying before, like why do you love basketball so much? Is like that feeling of like, oh, I'm about to send this shot and I'm so excited about it. Like, so I don't know, just timing and like I don't know. I've been playing for a while. You just kind of figure it out, and it's so much fun.
Hey, every team needs a player like you that actually I just enjoy blocking shots.
That's hey, if I never score another point, but I could block 7 shots a game, like I'm cool with
Hey, I know
it.
your coach is happy about that. I know your teammates are happy about that. especially if you're a guard, right, and you're playing defense, and you have somebody that's going to send that shot behind you.
Mhm.
That makes their job so much easier. They can press up, they could be physical.
Mhm.
If you, it's Bella back there, and you got to deal with Bella. So go ahead, shot that shot if you want. Bella's back there. You
Yes,
mentioned
I always got your help. Always got your help.
your dad, helped you growing up, and he played
Mhm.
basketball himself. For you, outside of your dad, were there different people that you looked up to that you try to model your game after?
Yeah, I think like just growing up, well, like I was saying, like my dad, he's like my hero. I love that man. And he's really like showed me a lot of like what it, not just like even on the court, but just like as a person, like he's a great godly man. He's just a great guy. And so like he's helped me with that and like just with like basketball and life and everything. But I think also just like as I've gotten older, there wasn't like one specific player that like I necessarily like modeled my game after, but I feel like I took a lot of different pieces from like people maybe I played against or like just watching like different games that I've been like, oh, that's cool. Like that girl, like even a lot of times it's girls I play against. It'll literally be like a girl I play against and I'm like, oh, okay. And I'm just taking little pieces from all these people and like trying to model my game after them. So yeah, probably that.
Shout out to Pops. We shouted
Yeah,
out
shout
Mom
out to Pops. Love him.
for the bigger aspect of outside of basketball, off the court.
Mhm.
You all know, and if you don't know and you watching, is that aspect is really important. Like
Yes, it is. It
really
is
important.
very
Um,
much so.
what you said right there kind of remind me of this interview I saw with Kobe, and Kobe was saying that he called it swagger jacking. If I see T Mac this I'll take this from the game and add it to my game. I'll take this from this and add it to my game. Which
Yes.
I think that's smart though, because it's like instead of what some people do, they get jealous and oh she this, he's that. Oh, they do this. Well, let me see how I can add that to my game
Yes.
and be a better complete player. So I shout out to you for doing that. That's
Yeah.
great mindset and IQ to have.
Yeah, thank you. Appreciate it. Gotta do it. Gotta do what you gotta do, you know?
So within mentioning that, taking from this person's game and trying to add to the game this summer, what have you worked on? What have you tried to improve to get ready for this upcoming season?
Yeah, so this upcoming season, I'm really excited about it. We're entering a new conference. So it's like a lot of new people, a lot of new teams that we're going to be playing against. And so this summer I've really just worked on, I'm trying to become more versatile in my play. Because like I feel like I've been, like back to the basket post player. Like, but most of the time I've been here at Liberty. So I'm trying to, extend my game a little. I mean, I'm not trying to like shoot threes really because I mean maybe occasionally, but like for me, I just want to be able to like shoot a jumper, be able to drive a little bit more. And then also just like being more of a leader because this is my well, technically redshirt junior year, but senior year because I have a COVID year. It's weird, but so just being more of a leader to my teammates and kind of leading in that way too has been really big of a focus for me too.
That's dope. Now, for you, do you have any aspirations to continue playing edge, or once you're done, you're going straight into your degree, which I think is psychology, correct?
Yes, 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 it is. And yeah, I'm planning on getting my master's in elementary education actually. So we'll see what happens there. But yeah, so I don't know. I think I would like to play if I can still, but then also like I think like if I get to the point where after because I have one more year after this, um well I think it just like see what God has for me and everything and kind of figure it out then, but right now I'm just trying to like focus one year at a time and see um like what each year has for me. But I would definitely love to play overseas if I could, and maybe WNBA if that was an opportunity, but yeah, we'll just wait and see what happens, I guess.
That's the perfect answer. Anytime
Yeah.
somebody talks about 5 year, 10 years, and 15 years, my apostle said something that was just genius. He said, "Well, I don't know. I gotta see what God do."
Yeah, exactly, that's all you can do.
Unless he tells you, sometimes he'll tell you like, all right, this is what you're doing in 5 years. But if he ain't tell you, I can't. God laughs at our plans. Oh yeah, I
No,
plan to do this.
yeah, literally. You'll make a
Uh,
plan and God said, oh, you thought that's funny.
are you doing what in 2024?
Yeah, all
Okay,
right.
we'll see. We'll
Yeah,
we'll visit that, and I'll let
yeah,
you know what you're really doing.
yes,
Uh,
exactly.
so you mentioned overseas. You mentioned the W. Are you paying so far? And if you are, who do you see winning the finals and the W?
I mean, the Aces are fire. The Aces are fire. I haven't been keeping it up with it as much as I probably should, but um, like Asia Wilson, she's fire. Like I love her so much. Like, um, and so I could see them winning the whole thing again, honestly, but we'll just have to wait and see.
For you, what are some of your we kind of alluded to it at the beginning, but what are some of your interests outside of basketball?
Yeah. Well, I love like I always encourage all like younger girls, whatever, like always have something you like doing outside of basketball because there are some times where like, it can get hard and if you're not playing well, you don't want it to be like an end all be all, you know? And so for me, like you had mentioned, like I really like writing. That's something I really fell in love with like this summer. It's just like writing and writing poetry a little bit, and just like writing different thoughts that I have, whether that's like about my faith or just about life or whatever. And that's been really cool to just like kind of fall into this past like 6 months or so. But I also just like I like reading. I like go thrifting. I like doing things with my friends, like listen to music. I like playing guitar, stuff like that. Just like a bunch of random things. I just try to keep myself busy.
Shout out to you. You play an instrument. I know playing instruments can be something difficult.
Yeah, it can be. It can be for sure. I'm not very good, so don't. It's very basic.
So you mentioned two things I kind of want to dive into a little bit. You mentioned the music and you mentioned actually reading. So we'll start off with the music. Like on a game day for you, what's in your rotation?
Yeah, so it kind of switches up. I really like to listen. This is like probably I like to listen to music that like makes me feel like I am like the greatest. You have to those confident builders. Like
Mhm.
so like I sometimes will listen to like Nicki Minaj. I'm not gonna lie to you. Because she's just like I am that girl. And I'm like, I need that energy right now.
Mhm.
Um but yeah, it really just depends. Maybe some Drake in there. I also like I'll listen to some like Christian hip hop sometimes. So it's just a little bit of everything that I mix it up. But yeah, just depends.
So if you had to give me right, you mentioned reading. What's your like three favorite books you've ever read?
Ooh, that's a good question. Um, okay. I really love so this one book, it's Screw Tape Letters by C.S. Lewis such a good book. This one book is like a mystery. It's called Silent Patient. I don't remember who it's by. And then I'm like looking over at my books over here. I got like a whole thing. I really love this is like my roommate makes fun of me for this because she's like, this is a book everyone had to read in high school, but I literally love it. Fahrenheit 451 by Ray Bradbury. I love that book. So yeah, those are just a few. I had probably more, but those are three that come to my head right away.
Hey, we'll make sure we post them up. We'll put them talking about it. You mentioned you was writing in the last 6 months, right? So for you, is there anybody that you look to or that you read often when it comes to writing? And like, what do you enjoy most about that writing process?
Yeah, I think for me, it's been such a good way to just like get my thoughts out sometimes, like my feelings about certain things. And like I've been reading like Morgan Harper Nichols, she's like a Christian poet, and so she writes a lot, and I really like her a lot. Because she also creates like art with her poems too, with like her books and stuff. So I love her. And there's some other ones too, but she's one that I've really been trying to read a lot of. And I think for like the writing process for me, it's like it's kind of just like if I'm feeling like a lot of emotions at one time, I feel like it's just a way for me to like get it out. And sometimes it's like not even good and I just write it and I just put it in my own little thing. No one will ever see it. But like it's just a good way to get things out there. And like so I don't know, I like it. And so I decided I made my little Instagram to try to share some of them. But yeah, it's been fun. It's been a fun little hobby to have on the side. So yeah.
That's what's up. Now, for you on the court and off the court with some of your hobbies and some of what you do, have you dealt with doubts? And if you deal with doubts, how do you deal with those doubts and how do you process to, keep going?
Yeah. Yeah, that's a great question. I think for me, like I kind of mentioned earlier, like faith was really important to me. So prayer has always been like a huge thing. Just like if I'm ever dealing with doubts and like how I am with how I'm playing or with just like in my own life, whatever it is, like I really try to pray and get in the word with that. But also just having good people around me is so important. Like my teammates are like some of my best friends. And so like talking to them about because they're with you in and out every day. And so just talking to them about certain things and even like some of our staff have been great, just like to be able to talk to them about certain things has been awesome. So yeah, I think just like prayer, get in the word, talk to people, don't like isolate yourself. I think that's the biggest thing. Isolation is like the enemy. It's death. So yeah, I would say that.
Not as facts because it's scripture that always talk about the importance of fellowship, importance
Yeah.
of your sisterhood, your brotherhood of people in Christ to keep you going. You
Mm-hmm.
don't ever want to be by yourself. Like God literally said, man shouldn't be alone. So
Yeah.
he wasn't talking only, you feel me, like on that marriage aspect. It
Yeah.
was I put you around people for a reason. Like
Mm-hmm.
so, shout out having the right teammates, having
Yeah.
the understanding and importance of knowing like who's in your circle is huge. Like
Yeah. So huge.
huge. Jesus had a big circle that ended up coming down to just 12 disciples. Like
Mhm.
huge, very, 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 very important. I got a couple before we get you out of here. Again, we appreciate you hopping on with us. You mentioned prayer, so I'm pretty sure this will fall into your answer of what I'm about to ask. What has been some of your keys you can say that for your success? Because one part, you're a D1 athlete. I'm sure you know the numbers. It's between 5 to 10% of people in the whole world that able to make it to play college ball, but then even a smaller percentage plays D1.
Mhm.
What do you say is like has been some of the keys to your success so far in your life?
Yeah, I would say kind of, yeah, I think for me, just like I have great my parents, like I kind of have mentioned it earlier, but like I think my parents so much because like, both of them, like they both have been through it, but like they really made a way for us, like me and my siblings, and so like shout out to them because they really have just like they took me to all these AAU games when like they didn't need to, and like we're staying at like these cheap hotels and everything, but like they did that because they love me and they love my siblings and they would do that for all of us, like no matter what. So I would say shout out to them because they really like they're the reason that I'm here and just like kind of like all like what I was saying, just like them raising me in faith and just being able to like have that as like a support has been awesome. So I would say just like honestly, my success is really due to like the people around me, my parents, and like they raised me to work hard and to like nothing is given, you have to go earn it. And so I think that has been like kind of my mindset when it's just come to basketball is like they you got to go earn anything you want. So I think that's kind of been, yeah, that's my reason. They're the greatest.
Hey, to have that support system, I know you appreciate it because a lot of people don't have that. So
Yeah.
you to have that, I know that's huge, and I know that's been a factor into your success. Last one before we get you out of here, right? You mentioned faith, you mentioned prayer, you mentioned reading your word. If you had to give us your three favorite scriptures, what would be your three favorite scriptures?
Yes, that's a great answer question. Hope that you didn't hear that. But my favorite scriptures, well, one I have actually tattooed. It's on my forearm. I have birds and lilies, which is Matthew 6:25. So I guess this is a few scriptures. So I guess I don't know if this counts, but it just basically is talking about it's Matthew 6:25 through 31. And it's just talking about how Jesus he is talking about like why are you worried about your life? Like literally take care of the birds, I take care of the lilies, and like why are you so worried? And so that has been like my one of my life verses. Just you know, because it's just been so great to know like that I don't need to worry about my life because God has it under control. And so that I got tattooed. And also like this is like a passage, but like Proverbs 31, which is my number, is like been a huge, like it's just talking about what a godly woman is. And I just think that's so empowering to be like, man, like God still like I know that there's like sometimes a misconception that like God that like, women aren't whatever. But it's like God cares about women so much, and it's so empowering to see like scripture talk about like what a godly woman looks like. So the end of Proverbs 31 is like, I love that. I've gone back to that so many times. Um, third one. I don't know. I don't remember exactly where this verse is found, but it's be still and know that I am God. And I just love that because it's just like in our world, especially like being an athlete and everything, it's so easy to just be like so frantic all the time. And I feel like I'm always like, gotta go here, gotta go here, gotta go here. So it's nice to just be like, okay, just breathe. God is good and it's okay. Like it's gonna all work out. So yeah, I would say those are maybe from the top of my head, those are my three.
That's really, 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 really ironic because I have tattooed Matthew 6.
Really?
Yes, I
No
have.
way.
Literally, my Instagram name is still not worried. My personal page.
Mhm.
Literally, I create clothes. The clothing line is called Still Not Worthy Clothing. And it's the whole scripture of Matthew 6:25 through 33 of not worrying. So
That's
that's
awesome.
really, really
That's
crazy.
so cool. Look at God, man. Look at God.
Hey God. Yeah. So
Awesome.
again, this is Bella Smuda that we had on our podcast. We thank you for hopping on. If you're watching this on YouTube, hit that subscribe button, share this with somebody, follow us on Instagram, Twitter, TikTok, and of course, make sure y'all go show love to Bella. Make sure you go follow her poetry page, which we will post with this, the links, and all of the sort. If you stay ready, you don't got to get ready. Bench Mob, ENT, we out. Peace.